Alright, gang, welcome back to our competitive one-tile challenge here on Farmlands. It is now November, and I've been busy off camera. Real busy. If you take a look here in our production for the fermenting silo, we still have 46,000 liters of grass for it to chew through. There's 31,000 liters of silage in there, minus what I already, in addition to what I have in our forage wagon right now. So we're in a pretty good spot. I will show you what I did. There's still some grass to be picked up, if you can believe that. Also, looks like Rusty has been extremely busy mowing. He's got quite a field here of grass mowed up, so he has also been very busy. There's some chickens in the ground. He hid some chickens in there. Look at them chickens running around in there. That's a pretty good idea. Anyway, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're all doing well. Things are doing well here. We were waiting on our friend Rusty for this episode. He was a little behind, and due to that, Crustu played a little prank on Rusty. If you can look there in the far distance, he has figured out a way to move his drill completely away from where he would expect it to be. So, obviously, he's going to find it eventually, but it's going to be a little funny when he wants to go and do something with the drill and then he realizes it's not where he expects it to be. So, more shenanigans, obviously, going to continue as we move along. But how's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. We need some gas for this tractor pretty soon here. As you can see, we are getting pretty low. We've got a lot of runs here that we're going to have to do, some trips here that we're going to have to do with the silage. I want to make some money off the silage today, so we're going to sell it. The price of silage is going to continue to drop, as you can see. It's kind of at its, second best peak, I guess is how you could put it, or maybe the third best peak, really. The price doesn't fluctuate that much, so it's not that big of a deal. But right now, we really need to try to get as much money as we possibly can for multiple reasons, right? So today I would love it. I'm not sure if we're going to get there or not, but I would love it if we're able to sell enough that we can actually put down the aged goat production, the aged goat cheese production, I should say, that I've been talking about, right? Those of you that have watched the Vintage Survival series in the past will know exactly what this is. I'm just going to take a shortcut. Before I was driving the actual road, but we're just going to take a shortcut. We're going to make a couple of trips here today doing this, so we need to take the shortcut to save our time a little bit. But those of you that have been watching the Vintage Survival series or had watched the Vintage Survival series will know what I'm talking about. It is a very, very good production. It will help us tremendously, and I would love to be able to get there today. I'm not sure if we will, but I would love to do it. So we've got a couple things we can sell. Obviously, we can sell this silage, which is going to give us somewhere in the vicinity of $2,500 to $3,000 every load, I think. It's not a ton, but it's something, right? It'll get us closer to that 20,000 mark. We've got some pumpkins we can sell. We have some eggs we can sell if we need to, right? So we've got a couple of options there for some things to sell. We also have some goat milk technically we can sell, but really, if at all possible, I'd prefer to hold on to that goat milk if we can get this production put down today. I think that will be good. So right now, we're kind of beginning the winter months. Now, what I want to do with, I haven't shown it to you yet, but I will here in a second. What I want to do with the area that I've been mowing off camera that produced all this silage, and like I said, there's still some grass to really be picked up. I've got it all windrowed. I just got to pick it up still. What I want to do with that, it's very large. It's maybe the largest field we've got by far. I want to turn that into our dedicated grass field. Right here in the winter months, not a big deal. We're going to have plenty of this, free grass, this weeded grass, whatever you want to call it, that I always call it. We're going to have plenty of that, right? So it's not a huge issue. But when the time comes that we've got all these fields set up, prepped, and ready to go, they're drilled, plowed, etc., they're all set, we're not really going to have any more grass to mow, right? And we're going to need grass because we're going to be doing heavy goats, as I've already talked about. Might even throw in some cows or something else in the mix here as well. We will see. But goats are going to be our heavy thing. So we're going to need grass, right? We're going to need grass, and having that big grass field is going to help us immensely when it comes to these winter months. I am going to try to do the best I can to kind of stagger my crops. What I mean by that is have multiple different types of crops. So really, the harvester we try to get, I really need it to be able to have the ability to do a, corn or sunflowers, and then also do your typical crops like, wheats and barleys and canola, whatever, right? And sorghum and soybeans, etc., right? I need a harvester that has a header for both. There are other things that I've been thinking about doing. I'm not going to say any of those things right now because I'm probably going to give it away. I kind of gave away the old aged goat cheese, but after going back and watching at least Crustu's video, he already found it without me saying anything to him about it. So again, we're supposed to be having a good time here. We're not going for I'm trying to specifically hide something from somebody. We just might include something and then not tell somebody about it until the next episode, or tell somebody about it until they watch our episode, right? Gives them a reason to do it. So we're not really doing anything crazy like that, though. We're obviously going to tell each other when something's going to happen, or when something, pops up that may be too unrealistic for them. Looks like Rusty found his drill. That's funny. Oh, look at this. I didn't notice this the first time. I don't know why I have my lights still on. Crustu kind of took the idea that I was talking about doing recently, which was take trees and kind of make a natural fence line around. Interesting. Well, that kind of sucks. He took my idea. Although I didn't really tell him that idea, so he just came up with it on his own. But, Anyway, my goal was really to take those trees and kind of plant them, if you will, around the border, the perimeter, at least, of most of the land there, and then chop them down once they get, obviously, old enough to be able to make us some money. But really, more so than anything, the goats are kind of in an open pasture. I was going to kind of try to make a live fence with those trees, if you will, around the goats. I thought that was a good idea. Not that we can't do it now, but sucks that he already took that idea away from me, I guess is how I'll put it. Okay, so before we do some more silage selling, I'm going to head up here. We're going to pick up the rest of this grass that I talked about, that I mowed between the last episode and this one, kind of off camera, in that area of time period where we're allowed to do whatever we want to do, right? Some touch-up work, or if we want to start doing something else for the next episode, whatever. That's what I did here. I didn't really talk a whole lot in the last one when we were kind of doing our little touch-up work. I just went heavy on trying to mow and get all this stuff set up and ready to go. I ended up getting a lot more done at the beginning of this episode, as we were a little bit behind, kind of waiting on Rusty. He was a little behind, so I got a little bit more done than I thought I was going to get done, but that's okay. Nonetheless, basically this whole entire section here, as you can see, there's a different level of grass from over there to here. This whole thing has been mowed, so it's basically from one end of our land to the other. It's going to be a very, very large field. Now, is it always going to be this big for a grass field? Probably not. Probably not. But right now, I'm going to make it a grass field. A couple reasons for that. Well, got a quick autosave here, but a couple reasons for that. One, it's really the only thing we can drill today. There's nothing else on the actual calendar that we can put in the ground. So I think it's a good day to do it. So we're going to plow this up and get the grass drilled in here pretty quickly, as much as we can. And then two, it's going to produce a lot more quality grass for us, which means we're going to make more grass from it. We're going to actually yield more grass from it, which means we'll get more silage out of it, including the silage additive, right? Because we're putting a silage additive in all this. So, just seems like the best approach for me right now. And then when the winter months get here, we still have plenty of grass to mow, right? The other guys, they've kind of touched at least some portion or all the portions of their land at this point. We really have not, which you could argue that maybe we're behind them because of that reason. But at the same time, I would argue back and say, yeah, but they didn't until now. Nobody has been doing grass and silage. Obviously, Rusty is now doing that, but still, all the fields that I've put in, every single one of them have been mowed and picked up first before I actually plowed them. So I think I'm doing okay, gang. I really do. May not seem like it right now, but I think I'm gonna catch up and surpass them pretty quickly. I think, based off of this approach. I hope, at least. But yeah, hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good. Everything else. A lot of new series popped out on the channel here recently, so if you haven't checked those out, I'm just going to briefly talk about it real quick. Make sure you do so. One of those is a series that I just recently rebooted, is what I'm calling it. It's a retool and a reboot of the Can You Survive 25 series. Now, that is a series that was going on, and then we said we were going to take a break in April and said we'd be back soon, and we really weren't, but we've been back as of this week. Well, I guess the previous week. So that's going. You check that out if you're interested in that. I've also got a brand new series that should be out by now, called the Vanilla Survival Challenge with a twist. It's the replacement for the Vintage Survival series. I think you'll really enjoy it, so make sure you check that out if you haven't. And then finally, we have our other series, which is just going to be kind of whenever the time permits, which is our Mountain Survival, which the beginning was a little rough, but I think we've kind of turned the page there, and I think we're doing pretty well at this point, and we're able to, well, in essence, we were able to get the stones to actually be broken up and removed, which is fantastic. Now, how much goat milk do we have here? We've got 4 pallets of pumpkins, which is going to help tremendously. I don't know how much goat milk we have here. Not a ton, 315 liters. We probably need to get some more goats going. As a matter of fact, how many goats and chickens do we currently have right now? So quite a lot of chickens, actually. Quite a lot. And then 25 still goats. So they're not in a reproductive state yet. But hopefully soon they will be. The meadow grass should be there now too, which is going to help overall, I think. Yeah, 100% meadow grass. So that's going to be helping us tremendously, right? And the fact that we don't really have to worry too much about putting grass in there for them for the foreseeable future, really, until we get that maxed out with goats. You know, they're going to help. Don't get me wrong. Oops. The adding grass in there is going to help, but really they don't need it. They can just eat the meadow grass right now. There's only 25 of them. Why is this not going? I literally turned it on 3 times now, gang. Oh boy. There it goes. It's finally spinning. I actually see it now. So, anyway, we're going to pick up the remainder of this grass. We're going to drop this off in our silage silo, if you will, or bunker. And then I think, honestly, I'm going to make another trip or two of selling some more silage. I really want to get most of that silage sold here. There's 33,000 in there, probably really about 32,000 that we have in there. It's about 2 more trailer loads. It's a long drive up there, right? It's a long drive up there. We need to grab some gas probably before we go do another trip, so we'll probably do that too. And then when we get back, we'll see where we are money-wise, and then probably we're going to sell the pumpkins, I think. I think the pumpkins are the next best thing for us to sell. They are still a really good price. Pumpkins are kind of a good price for most of the season, which is great for us. But they are still a good price. So, yeah, we'll probably sell the pumpkins, which hopefully will get us there, and then we can put down our aged goat cheese production. That's really, really what I want to try to accomplish today. I know we don't have a whole lot of goat milk right now, but that's really the goal that I'm trying to get to. One thing I didn't look is there anything in the used market for us? Why are we freezing up here? What is happening? Okay, it's not letting me zoom through there for some reason, or scroll through there for some reason. I want to see what's on the bottom. Why won't it let me? Here we go. Cultivator, shallow cultivator. Well, we don't really have the horsepower for that anyway. That John Deere would be great. That's Crusty's old John Deere. But we don't have the money for that either, right? So, you know, the more I think about it, I might shift gears. I might not go for that aged goat cheese production right off the bat. I mean, we've only got 25 goats, clearly. It's been a couple of months now. They've only produced 315 liters of milk. We're not going to be able to get a pallet of aged goat cheese out of that. And, you know, we're going to need at least like 3 or 4, 3, I guess, to pay for the actual production itself. So, maybe it's not really the smartest play there. I don't know. Where is the gas station, first of all? I don't even know where I'm supposed to get gas at. That's the electric charge. It's up here in the front, I guess. Okay. So tell you what we're going to do. I'll throw in a quick time lapse here. We're going to get the silage sold. We're going to make a quick pit stop on the way up at the shop there to get some gas. Let's get the silage sold. We'll see where we are money-wise, and then we'll kind of make a decision from there. But really, the goal is to get that up there plowed up and seeded with some grass. So let's get to work, and we'll see where we're at when we're done. All right, well, it got us to 21,000, almost 22,000, just short, just shy of that. And, by damn it, Krusty already put down the production. He's already got it. I don't know if you... I'm sure it came across to an extent in the time lapse. So, because of that, I had to cause a little mayhem and knock over his plow. And then, just for good measure, I decided to push Rusty's pallet, that's not a full pallet of wool, into the middle of his sheep. Just for the hell of it. Why not? I can't believe Krusty already put that down. Ah, that sucks. That's alright. I know people in the comments in the last one were saying, "Oh, the cat's out of the bag," and everything, and you're right, it is, but, I mean, I said it before, I said at the beginning of the episode, I mean, he saw it in the sell point, or the sell list, or whatever, so, like, he was gonna find it. It's not, it wasn't a formality that he would never see it, right? He was gonna find it, no matter what he did. He was scrolling through, looking at prices. He saw the price of it, he was gonna find it no matter what. Looks like Rusty's going and selling some milk. That is his sell point, actually. It's not a silo. He put a sell point down. That is what that was in the last episode or whatever when we were talking about that. He does not know that his pallet is in the middle there, although maybe he does, but he hasn't moved it back out yet. But all the silage is sold, which is fantastic. Now I have the windrower here because I thought, you know, depending on how much time we have, we may also... we might also do something along the lines of start working on mowing another section of the grass somewhere. I'm not sure if that's going to be possible or not, but we might. I'm also considering, I also don't know how well this is going to work, but I'm considering trying to do the plowing and the drilling at the same time. May not be the smartest idea I've ever had, but I'm going to attempt it, I think. We need fertilizer. Perhaps, and somebody probably already said it in the comments in the last episode, maybe. Perhaps that's why the field over here needs a second application of fertilizer, because we didn't have any fertilizer in there, and I must have just missed over that, or glossed over that, I guess I should say. This one, see, it needs a second application of fertilizer. And normally it shouldn't because there was a grass field before. That was probably why. Well, that makes a heck of a lot more sense, right? Okay, so we need to buy some fertilizer. I believe there's still lime in our spreader here because we're going to have to do that today too. Yeah, there's lime. We need more, though. There's not enough lime for sure. Not even close. I think I've kind of made my decision to an extent here on buying that production. I'm definitely going to buy it. I don't think today is a day that we really should, just based on the fact of how much milk we have for the goats after 2 months or whatever it's been now. Well, I guess it's just 1 month, really. It's going to take them probably 3 months before, at 25 goats, unless we put more in there. It's going to take a lot longer for them to get a lot more milk that we can utilize. Not that I'm against putting down more goats, but they are relatively expensive, as you saw, right? Well, somebody pushed my lime pallets out of the way. At least I think these were my lime pallets. They are. One of them saw what I did to them, and see, it's just good fun, man. It's harmless. It's not doing anything. It's just making it a little bit more difficult for you to get to it. That's really all it is, right? We'll just buy one for right now. Maybe we need two, but one should be sufficient. I don't think we can really hold more than one in this drill anyway. I was really hoping for something good in the used market today. I was hoping I'd be able to buy something for the used market, or from the used market, I should say. Obviously not the case. But yeah, we're going to attempt to do a seeding and a plowing at the same time. I believe it will work. Well, actually, now that I say it, I don't think it will work. Because it'll work for one pass. For the outside pass, it will work. But then once you get going into the middle, the actual plow itself is wider than our drill, so it's just going to plow over what you've already drilled. Yeah, that's not even worth our time. But no matter what, we did need to come there and get some fertilizer. Now, we had a little bit of seed left. I'm not exactly sure how much seed is in this bag. Hopefully it's enough. But I really don't know. There's nothing in there. It's like 2 liters? What was that, 2 liters? Oh boy. Anyway. How many chickens do we exactly have? I didn't really... I mean, I kind of looked, but I didn't really do the math. 147 out of 300. Okay. Really, what we're going to try to do is once we actually get the animals to a status where their pen is full, we'll start selling some of the animals off and make a little bit of money, especially the goats, right? The goats will make us some good money. The chickens, we might get a couple $1,000s out of them, but that's a couple $1,000s we didn't have, right? So when they're at max capacity and then they're also at a point where they can reproduce, it's probably going to be a situation where we're going to sell those at that time. Now this is a very, very, very large field. I mentioned that already. This is huge. So there's a high probability, I mean, I would think an extremely high probability that we might not be able to get all of this done today. And when I mean all of this done today, I'm talking about getting the lime done, the drilling done, but we need to figure out a way to do so. So what I'm going to tell you now is if for some reason we cannot get it done in time, I am going to continue to work on it off camera, and I will get it done between now and the next episode. I have to get the grass in here. I have to. I guess it's not. I guess have to is not the right word, but I really do need to, because after this month, after November, we can't do any other drilling of any sort for at least 3 months. We really need to get the grass in here. We've got grass we can mow in the meantime, but we really need to get the grass in here on this one, just to produce a lot higher yield next year, because by next year we're going to have the whole plot of land sorted out. We're going to have all the fields sorted out, and we're going to really need this grass field to help us. Actually, I missed a little bit of grass down there. I forgot down there. I kind of went a little bit too far with the mower. Now this is probably going to be the most difficult part. Is the mowing I did was not the straightest mowing job you've ever seen, and I'm trying to keep my fields, unlike Rusty, more like Krusty's, I'm trying to keep them in a more symmetrical, well, symmetrical, not really, but more squared fashion, a more traditional fashion, I guess is how I should put it. It's not going to be perfect, but I'm trying to keep it as close as we can. And we're obviously not going to go the whole distance over this way, and that's really by design. I don't need it to be that big. This is a huge field. This is plenty sufficient enough for our grass that we're going to require for this series. I'm very happy that all of you in the comments correctly, rightfully so, reminded me that I should be setting the plow up this way. This is significantly faster. That is probably why they were so far ahead at the beginning and I couldn't make any true headway on making fields. As it was just taking an absolute eternity to do, and they were doing it this way. Although Krusty has upgraded his tractor, so he probably was fine to pull it from behind, the plow from behind, right? He was probably fine going that approach, where Rusty and I we're struggling a little bit more. Well, Rusty's not, but I was struggling a little bit more, I guess, because Rusty knew about this little trick with this plow. And I did not, because to be fully transparent, while I've utilized this plow in the past, I utilized the other, like, lizard one, more than this one. For whatever reason, I don't really know why. This is just my preference, I guess, to use that one for some reason. So I'm going to need to buy more lime. So I guess I should go ahead and buy some lime right now. I don't know how much we're going to need. I would assume it's going to be a lot. I'm going to buy 6. We already have 2 up there. That's taking our money way down. Way down. The guys were asking me if I was, you know, getting enough time to record because they were seeing how much shorter my videos were in comparison to theirs. And really the reason for that is because I do some time lapses in my videos, and I don't think they do. Or if they do, it's very rare. Sometimes I think I run out of things to talk about, so to kind of fill the empty space or the negative space or the, you know, the quietness, I guess, whenever I'm doing something along like this or going and selling the silage, for example, right? Ooh, what is going on there? There's some lag going on. Doom! How is he getting such massive bales out of that little tiny baler? That is extremely unrealistic, whatever he's using. Look at that. How's he doing that? What has he got? How is he doing that? No, not round bear. It's got to be a square baler. It's got to be that. I didn't even realize that was something that could be done. It's in the liftable pallet mod pack. I didn't realize that they had a 24 meter working width. That is super unrealistic. We were supposed to be trying to keep it realistic, Rusty. Now, having said that, I'm utilizing a 9 meter plow on a tractor that would never be able to. Never mind. You know what? Just never mind. He's fine. I just talked myself out of the whole complaint. I wish I would have solved that, though. Although, he's going to have those bales. I guess they're liftable, so I guess it doesn't really make that big of a difference. But I was going to say, how's he going to get them? But so I guess he's just going to lift them up by hand and throw them on a trailer. That's not a terrible idea. That would save us a lot of money. We could sell a lot of stuff and get a lot of money back. Because that was 23.3, right? And if we sell what we have, that's 27 there, and there's an, I mean, I feel like I should do that. This is another reason why you try to sneak and pay attention to what everyone's doing. Because he just won up to me again. Rusty's been doing a pretty decent job here. What he's been doing, which is kind of genius, and I should have probably did it. He's recreated his entire farm off camera on like single player. So he can test all kinds of stuff out. Like, you know, I really can't. I mean, I guess I could since I'm the one hosting it, but to be obviously fair to everyone, I can't really log in and do anything without someone else also here, right? But I think that's actually a pretty smart idea, is going the approach of trying to recreate your farm exactly in single player, and then that way you can test a bunch of stuff out and see if things are going to work or not. That's pretty genius. Well, thank you, Rusty. If you're watching this, which I'm sure he will at some point, you just opened up a can of worms there, my friend. I did not realize that that was even an option on that. I turned on the liftable bale and pallet mod solely to help all of us in the process of being able to put stuff on the trailers and things like that, because this tractor doesn't really give you the option of a front loader or anything like that, right? So we turned it on to help everyone out in general, and just for off-camera work, it just makes our life easier. Okay, so we've got a new approach. We're going to copy Rusty on that move. That was, I am glad that I happened to stumble across him and just run into him, as a matter of fact. If I didn't run into him, I probably would have just kept on going. I probably would have not really paid attention to what he was doing, if that makes sense, right? It does look super unrealistic and weird, though. This is still unrealistic, but at least, I mean, well, never mind. We're putting it on the front of a tractor. It's unrealistic, too. Well, that's going to change everything. We're going to have a lot more money than these guys now. If we look at the money that they have, they all don't have much money at all. This is going to change everything. We are going to have an absolute boatload of money now. Well, I say boatload. We're going to have $20,000 more than we have right now, which in my eyes, is a lot. Right? That's a lot. Thank you, Rusty. That is interesting. Did we miss grass over here? I swear I just saw grass on the ground. We did miss. Oh, it's just a tiny little bit. Okay. Alright, it's just kind of an edge. A little bit on the edge there. Whoops, sorry, goats. I'm in your open area, well, your open land there. Probably really shouldn't make that big of a difference, but... Now, I guess the problem becomes with our silage processor that we have here. If we go this approach of selling that stuff, we're going to have to change that trailer in and out multiple times or buy another trailer, a flatbed trailer. Because we're going to have to utilize that to go and sell our silage, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to head up to the shop. We're going to pick up all that lime that we purchased and throw it on the trailer here, bring it back. We're still going to continue our initial plan here, but towards the end of the episode, I think we're going to be making some changes here. I think I'm going to go that approach. That is... I really screwed that up putting that there, didn't I? I put that in the worst spot possible. Really? Thank you. Sometimes it's better to sit back and watch and see what everyone else is doing and take ideas from that. That was a good idea. I can't even deny it. I would hate to deny it. I would never deny it to his face. Or Krusty for that matter. But that's a good idea. Alright, let's pick up all of our lime. I'm assuming it was Krusty who pushed the lime all over the place. But let's pick up all the lime, and the fertilizer for that matter. We've got some fertilizer here as well. The remainder that we didn't utilize, that couldn't be put into our drill, excuse me. Please? Maybe? There we go, that's better. Alright, let's strap these down. I don't want these to fall off in the process when I'm trying to put more on there. Because almost after this last one here, I'm going to start stacking them on top of each other, and that's when issues can occur big time. Alright, let's get this fertilizer up there. We're going to need to take that one off. What I'm going to plan to do is when we get back to the yard, I'm going to take the fertilizer off, and then the remainder of that we're going to actually take over to our field. That way we can just fill up on the fly from the trailer and not have to drive all the way back to the yard, right? Alright, I've got it set up over here. We just got to get our lime spreader here, and we're going to get the lime down, and then we're going to drill this field. And then hopefully at that point we'll make the changes we talked about. We're going to run out of time here, I think, for selling the pumpkins. Honestly, I'd like to sell them, but it might be more to our benefit to hold on to them, potentially. Although I think the price is still good. I think we looked at that, right? The price is still pretty decent, I think. Quick autosave here. Price is... Whoop. Yeah, it's still decent. So really, we should probably find a way to sell those today. Although it's not that far to sell them. I think it's just at the shop, so it's not that far out of our way to do so. So I think we're going to attempt to try to do that at the end. Maybe what I do is, if I need to, I can sell all the, the stuff and kind of start anew in the next episode if we run out of time. If we have the time to start mowing and doing stuff somewhere over here or right here or wherever it may be, then that's one thing, right? But we need to focus on the things I said I want to accomplish today first and foremost, since we've already got everything else done as far as the mowing and everything and the bale, well, the forage wagon, the loading wagon stuff done, right? I hope this is enough. There's a high probability this might not be enough, actually, as this is a huge field, a truly monumental field. Now, I could put a buying silo down, which is what all the guys did, right? Technically, I could just go to their buying silos and buy it as well, and maybe that's what I should do. Alright, we are underway. Not going as fast as I would love, but we are underway nonetheless. I cannot believe Crestu put down my production before I did, even though I talked myself out of it this episode. And then Rusty, sneaky, found a loophole within one of the mods that we installed that allows an unrealistic pickup width. All right, well, the lime's been put down. We're just in the process here of drilling. It looks like Rusty changed his, well, for a while at least he did. He changed his bale size, so maybe he realized that it was too big. I don't know. Let's see what he does. Because he's still got the wide width, which is fine, I guess. But his bale size is tiny now. Yeah, he's doing, okay, so he's doing smaller bales, which, honestly, I'm okay with that. That's better than these were. But maybe we'll have a discussion around it together and see what we decide. So maybe I'll hold off, like I said, on selling our equipment for the time being until we've had that conversation together. I am kind of in the notion that it's a little too unrealistic to have these big, massive ones. This is still unrealistic as well, but so is the plow, right? So we'll figure it out together, though, one way or another. So I won't sell our stuff today, but maybe between the next episode and this one, or maybe at the beginning of the next episode, we might make a decision to sell them and go that approach, right? I don't think we're going to have enough time anyway to get to doing more mowing and stuff today. I don't. I think it's going to take us plenty long enough as it is to do this, because it's been extremely slow just to get this going with this tractor here. So it's not the best tractor in the world by far, and that was by design, right? This tractor is a pain in the ass to use by design. Crustu couldn't handle it. He's changed tractors so many times. He still has this tractor because you can't get rid of this tractor. It's part of the rules. But he spent money on other tractors because he just couldn't handle it. He just could not handle it. And I get it, man. It's a struggle. It's a pain in the ass to use this thing. It should be easily be able to pull this, and it just continues to shift through gears. It struggles. So maybe what I should do is put it on manual and then just kind of keep it in I don't know, second gear, third gear, and just let it go, right? Maybe I should. Okay, evidently I just destroyed that tree, but whatever. Did not think I hit it, but evidently I did. Alright, so let's see if I can fix that. I don't even remember where it is. I'm so used to utilizing the automatic, I don't even know where it is. Automatic engine start, stop and go, trailer fill limit. Maybe they got rid of it? Or maybe it can't be utilized on all equipment? My radio camera, input... sound. Yeah, I guess it can't be. I guess it can't be changed. Interesting. Or I'm just missing it. I could just be missing it completely. Well, I guess we're just gonna have to suffer. I guess we're gonna have to deal with it. Still, even if we utilize that small bale size, that's still something to think about because he's utilizing that wide 24-meter width, which means, in theory, you can take two pieces of equipment and drop it down to one. Now, you could argue, and you'd be right. Right now, I could do that. I don't necessarily need the windrower. You're correct. I do not. I utilize the windrower, though. I just think it's easier overall. I understand that maybe I'm extending the length of doing the job by maybe a smidgen by that. But I just do think it's easier overall. I really, truly do. As a matter of fact, I know it's easier. It's not even I think it's easier. I know it's easier because I'm the one doing it. You can go up and down the rows just like you would here with the actual loading wagon, forage wagon, and accomplish the same thing you're doing with the mowing, right? You're going to get the same type of thing. But if you just windrow it all up, I just think it just runs and feels smoother than continuing to go up and down rows that are actually not truly rows. It's not like I can turn it on cruise control or anything like that. I mean, I could turn on cruise control, but the odds are I'm not going to keep it straight the entire time, right? So then you got to do some rework. So I see the positive and negatives from both sides. I totally get it. The people that have commented and said that, I totally get it. I really do. But yeah, it doesn't make sense in my eyes. It just makes it easier for me. But if I go the approach of what Rusty's using, and we have that nice width, then you really don't need it, right? You really don't need it then. Now, I haven't forgot, some of you might say I have, but I haven't. I haven't forgot I do need to do a second application of fertilizer on that field over there. I know that. Actually, as a matter of fact, that's actually more important than fertilizing the grass field. That's my opinion. The grass field will continue to grow back. We can always fix it, in the next harvest of it. It's not a big deal. But those fields, I definitely need to make them as high as I possibly can, having the understanding that I don't have a roller, right? I don't have any kind of a roller to help us out of any way. Right now would be a time where I would love to have a second tractor, kind of like what Crestu has, right? That's another reason why he went this approach, because he can start utilizing workers, which is going to help him tremendously. Like right now, I have a lot of things I can do, right? I could be doing the fertilizer spreading with my other tractor while the worker does this, or vice versa. Same thing with selling the, the pumpkins and anything else we might be selling, right? We can kind of kill two birds with one stone by having a worker do some stuff for us. Now, having said that, the worker costs money. I get it. Totally get it. Really probably shouldn't utilize a worker if I can help it. But I don't think it's too bad, right? I don't think it's too bad. So it looks like the guys are kind of finishing up right now. So we're going to finish up here in a few minutes as well. I'm going to try to get a few more things accomplished here and then finish up the rest of this grass drilling off camera. And like I said, I didn't think we would have enough time to do more mowing. I really didn't, given the fact that we had this massive field that we're working on. And we still have to fertilize that field, and really I want to sell those pumpkins today, right? So what I'm more than likely going to do is when we get to the end of this row here, I'll stop the drilling for the time being. I will finish all of this off camera. You saw me do a lot of it already. You saw me plow it. You saw me put the line down. I'm just finishing the drilling. Not a whole lot of craziness is going to happen here. This is stuff that can really happen off camera. I will go grab the trailer here. We'll throw some pumpkins on it. We'll go sell those pumpkins, head back, and then I will do the remainder of this, and honestly, I'll fertilize that field over there as well off camera. I would love to do it on camera with you, but I want to keep, true and honest to the guys here. I don't want to, record for longer than they do. So we're just going to extend our recording for a few extra minutes to get those pumpkins sold, and then the rest of this I will do off camera. Perhaps we should buy a few more goats while we're at it. Since we know we're not going to buy that production for a little bit because we're not going to really have enough milk to put it in there, maybe we should buy some more goats to try to help us with that. Goats are expensive, right? They're very expensive. But maybe if we get 5 more goats, is that really going to make a big of a difference? I don't know. Probably not. Probably not, right? Let's get the pumpkins put up here. Let's go sell these. A quick autosave once again here. We want to go to the farmer's market. Which, that's what I thought. It's the same spot we've been going to. It's kind of where, I don't know who it was. I'm assuming it was Crestu who put all my lime, right? Assuming that's the same spot. I think it's where we took these last time. I might be wrong on that statement, but I think that's where we took them. This should get us back over 20 grand, which makes me pretty happy, right? Because the last episode we were around 10. Now we're going to be around 20, so we're kind of slowly creeping our way up $10,000 at a time right now, and hopefully that will continue to grow. Yeah, we need it to grow. It's not even hopefully. We need it to grow. We need it. Desperately need it. I'll be happy if we get 21,000 from this. I think it's going to be more like 20, but I'll be happy if we get 21,000. Yep, 20,790. That's still good, man. We're close to 21,000. But with that, gang, we're going to leave the episode at that point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, as always, make sure you smash the like and subscribe button in the case you have yet to do so. Thank you to my members, and we'll see you in the next episode.